Is your stick not as stiff as it once used to be? Are you disappointed in its function? Well, today we're going to show you how to fix that. I'm talking about your shifter, of course. The shifter in this car is driving me crazy. So this is the shifter in gear, and look how much play it has left to right. And then this is the shifter in neutral, and it has a lot of play. Nobody likes the sloppy and wobbly shifter, so today we're going to show you how to fix it. My name is Andy, and this is Keep Dreaming.
This DIY guide applies to any manual Subaru since they all use the same U-joint and shifter fork design. If you've already tried changing your front bushing and rear bushing and you still have a sloppy shifter, this is going to solve your problem. Today we're going to help you make your shifter feel brand new again.
So the solution to all of our problems lies in this. This is a Delta Motorworks shifter U-joint bushing. So this is going to replace our factory bushing. Normally the factory ones have polyurethane on both sides, here, and here, and also at the top and bottom right here. So what we're doing is we're eliminating that completely and installing a solid bushing. And while we're in there, we're also going to install a new circular bushing and a brand new pivot bushing. So we're going to make sure our shifter is solid and not have any issues. One other thing that I want to mention is that Delta Motorworks, I run this stuff in all of my cars. My current 04 STI has it. I'm putting in the 07 STI now as well, and I've never had any issues. I absolutely love this stuff. It's made in America, and it's made of titanium, which is pretty cool.
Thanks to Delta Motorworks for supplying the bushings.
It comes with all of the hardware, and they send you grease and oil to lube up the old pin and try to punch that out. So they got everything covered. Really high quality product. I stand by these guys' stuff, and I'm excited to install it and get rid of that rattling and shifter noise and loose shifter. So here are the tools you're going to need. We need a stubby mallet, short mallet. We needed some sort of heavy hammer. This really helps getting into the tight spaces because we're going to be doing this on our back. We don't have a lift, so you really can't get that much leverage. So you need the weight of the hammer to punch the roll pin out. You need a decent punch set right here. We got the mallet and the punch set from Harbor Freight. And we're going to need two 12 mil wrenches and one 14 mil wrench. So you don't need ratcheting wrenches. For the first time in my life, I have ratcheting wrenches, so I'm going to use them. But in the past, when I did the shifter in the 04, I did it on my back, on the ground, and I used basic hand tools, not ratcheting wrenches, and it still worked out. So these are all the tools you're going to need. Okay, not to interrupt myself, but you guys might need some additional tools. You guys will have to remove your downpipe. It's in the way, and it opens up a lot of space for you guys to work on the car, so that's one of the things you're going to need to do. When you take the downpipe off, you guys are going to need the same tools. You're going to need a 14 mil for the bolts up top, and the bolts and the nuts up top, and on the bottom, depends on what you guys have. So people have aftermarket exhaust. You guys might have a 12 mil, 13 mil, or 14 mil, or all the above, like this car did. It helps a lot if you have this. So this is a brand new shift fork. If you have a Subaru that's older than 2005, a lot of them will have a permanent pin in here, which means it doesn't have a bolt head, it doesn't have a nut, you can't grab onto it, and you have to get a new one. We had to do that with my old WRX. I had a 2004 WRX, I had a permanent pin in here. We went to Dalton Subaru's website and we ordered this, and it actually showed up really quick. And we got ourselves a roll pin because we're going to replace the old one that we're going to punch out. And here's the part number. We got ourselves a new fork. So we're going to be replacing all the parts in the car wherever we can, and the part that's in there is 17, 18 years old. So I feel good about replacing it, and this is going to make our job a lot easier because there is a bolt that goes all the way through, and you have a hard time getting it out because it hits the transmission tunnel. Instead of trying to pry it out and damaging the car, which I don't want to do, we just went ahead and got one of these shift forks from Dalton Subaru. And I actually asked Dalton Subaru for a discount for you guys, and they actually set us up with a discount. So if you guys go to Dalton Subaru's website and use the code DaltonSW, all one word, all caps, you guys get 15% off all of their OEM parts. In addition to all the tools, there's one thing that I forgot to mention that's going to make your life a whole lot easier. Instead of having somebody else down there with you holding a light, get a headlamp. This will save so much time. These roll pins that I got, they don't exactly reach. So what I did was I figured out a socket size that fits on the bottom of this, so this sits in. So I'm going to hold it like this and then use the mallet here and get to the roll pin by hammering it like this.
Thanks to Dalton Subaru for supplying the fork and roll pin. And this is the rattling noise you guys heard in the first video of the car when I was driving it around. So it's not only loose here, but you can also see it here. Do you see all that play right there? And all of this translates through this linkage right here into the car. And this is where your shifter sits right here on top of this. So all of this play this is the root of all of our issues right here. So in order to get over here and to that roll pin that's further down here, we're going to have to take this bolt out. Then after that, we're going to get this 6-speed or this reverse lockout cable out of the way, these bushings out of the way, and this rod out of the way here, so we can get to this bolt and nut right here. And then that should give us more space and access to get to the roll pin that's down there. This hits the side right here and it doesn't come out. So what we're going to be doing is punching this roll pin right here out. What we're going to do is remove this bracket right here. It's just 3 bolts. It's one right here, one right there, and one right there. And these are, I believe, 12mm bolts. So you just need an extension, a ratchet, and 12mm socket, and you should be able to get that out. We also loosened this back up here as well. It's really hard to show right here. So these were 2 12s. You guys are going to need that to just have some wiggle room around here, make everything a little easier to move around and maneuver. We managed to get the bracket out right here. That was pretty easy. Those bolts weren't very tight, probably because the shop that worked on this car before didn't touch them. We got the bushings out, so this is open. This is ready for the new bushings. But now we need to get to that pin right over there. It's a little hard to see. So for that, we're going to route the punch this way underneath here, and you can see right here it's making contact. So we're going to hammer it from down here to here and get that knocked out. What a pain, right? We mushroomed the bottom of it, but it came out. And now we just need to slide this off and then undo this. There's a flat like socket on there's a flat bolt on the other side that needs to be held on, and then you can take it off.
Okay, so that was a huge pain in the ass, but we managed to get it out. And here is the culprit of all of the noise. So this way there wasn't that much noise, but if you guys see in here, look, I don't know if you guys can hear that. There is basically no bushing in here. This, it's like a stud with 2 flat ends on it. I don't know why. They should have used a bolt and a nut on the end. It would have been so much easier. I had no idea what size this was. I thought this was a 10, then a 12, and then a 10 again, then a 12 again, and then I tried a 14, and then I used my ratcheting wrench to just, have this spin, and I finally caught it, and I was able to remove this. Super difficult, but now you guys know what size it is, so you guys will be able to get it done way faster than me. This is what the roll pin looks like. So this is the one that came out of the car. So this smaller one goes in the big one like this, and it was all the way through. And what we did was we used the smaller punch to punch this out first, and then this one was left, and it was, you can see this is where we hammered it, and then this one was left, and then we punched this one out. And once we did that, this was free to come out, and we just slid it off the transmission. It really helps if you keep your car in reverse gear, because that means the transmission, the input shaft is pushed out all the way, so you have easier access to it. The next step right here. So we have our new shifter fork, and we have our new billet bushing. So before we do anything, I was told by Ben from Delta Motorworks to grab the grease that they provide and grease every metal-to-metal contact surface. So you're going to be greasing up the sides, you're going to be greasing up the bolts on the inside. One thing you have to remember is you have to put it back in the right way. If you put it in the wrong way, it's going to push the shifter into your transmission tunnel. And you guys can see the factory one is offset to the right. So when we install our new one, we're going to offset it to the right.
Before you put everything back together, make sure you use the supplied grease to lube up all of the bushings. Anywhere there's metal-to-metal contact, it needs to be greased. Once you get this installed, you don't want to take it apart again. This is what the road to stiffness looks like. Side by side, you can see the difference between the new fork and the U-joint. So we're back underneath the car to install the new U-joint and fork, and the first step is we are going to slide it onto the input shaft on the transmission right there. So we're going to use the new roll pin and basically hammer it in place. Bolt the shifter back on. This time we actually have a nut and bolt, which makes it a lot easier. We just need to reinstall that bracket of ours down here. To give you a little view of the bottom of the car, we're almost done. We got one of these bushings in. We're going to install the other one. Just put the bracket on with those three mounting points right there, and then put the new bolt through here, and then we will be done at the bottom of the car. Then we're going to go up top, right up here.
Okay, so the car is back on the ground, and now we're going to change the last thing, and that is the pivot bushing, which is down here. It's super easy to access. All you have to do is just remove your trim. With Subarus, there's no screws. It just pops right out. There's just some clips, and then you undo a couple of plugs.
You're going to need two 12mm wrenches to remove the pivot bushing. Hold the wrenches carefully so you don't smack your trim and brake stuff. Once you free the bushings, you can remove the hardware. Our bushings were not budging, so I had to get creative.
And try to pry this out because these are in there pretty good.
Using a flathead to pry the bushing out will work, but it takes some patience. Just before I was about to quit.
So that's pretty much it. You can see this is dry, no grease at all. And I'm expecting the other one to be exactly like this too, which is super annoying, but this is why we upgrade and do it the right way. So that one's done. Oh man, that's really annoying. Use grease. When things say install with grease, use grease. Don't ignore it. It's not a suggestion. Grease is cheap. It's like $10 for a pound of grease. Let's try something. There we go. Wow, no grease. Look, completely dry, nothing. So this is what a pivot bushing looks like. This is the new Delta Motorworks pivot bushing that we're going to be installing in the car. This is the old one. We're also, they were also nice enough to provide us a grade 10.9 bolt with a new nut on it. So what we're going to do is pop these off, grease this metal bushing right here, and then grease these pivot bushings, and then throw it in the car. It's super simple, easy as that.
It's important to note that you can only do the pivot bushing if you have a newer car. You don't have to do everything like we are. Our car has over 170,000 miles and needs this upkeep and maintenance.
And there we go. Simple as that. Easy. Slide this through, make sure it's level, and then get the bolt through first. It's a little, you might have to push it over because the bolt's really long. You just wiggle it, and there you go. It comes out on the other side. Here's the nut. I don't have the nut. You're professional here. Where'd it go? Oh. I'll be right back. I gotta go dig for this now. We got it. Don't be like me and drop bolts, because you drop it in the abyss and sometimes they just disappear. Yes. Look at that. And then you just tighten. Tighten it until snug.
This is one of the more challenging things I've done, but it's also one of the most rewarding. It's one of the most important things you can do to your car. Having a solid shifter that's predictable and feels good can improve your driving experience and make you want to drive your car more.
So this is what we're going to be putting on the car. This was a gift from my girlfriend, and I really like that it's OEM Plus, and it's really nice. So we're gonna get this on here, and it's actually like weighted from the factory. So put that on. Now, let me show you guys how changing the fork, the U-joint, the circular bushings, and the pivot bushings affected the shifter. So we're gonna cut to a clip to show you guys what it looked like before.
Look at this sloppy shifter. It has a new front and rear bushing, and yet it still has this much play.
All right, now you guys see how horrible that was? Now, time to test out how they are with the whole Delta Motorworks shift kit here. You ready?
I promise you that all of the struggle and the suffering will be worth it. Look at the massive difference that this U-joint makes.
That's amazing. I can't believe that it was such a huge difference. You guys saw that the other U-joint didn't even have the polyurethane bushing in it, and that it was rattling. Now, I can drive my car in peace when the engine's put back in, because it doesn't have an engine, because the engine's right behind us over there. And as for this shift knob, if anybody orders a Save the Manuals hoodie or shirt or both, I'll throw this in with one of your guys' orders for free. So hit the shop and you might get a carbon fiber shift knob with your order. I'll put all the part numbers for the stuff I used on the car in the description, including the Delta Motorworks pivot bushings, the front bushings, and the U-joint here. We have a lot of merch, and if you're watching this video, you know, you like manual cars, so check out our Save the Manual shirt. We have this in a flag, a shirt, and as a hoodie. So if you guys want to support the build, if you guys enjoy this video and you want to support us directly, go ahead and buy some merch, and I will actually be making this and packing it and shipping it to anywhere in the world. And now I got to get back to working on my engine so I can actually enjoy all the stuff that I did to the car. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them as I go. But yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Whoops, whoops, whoops.